Hi guys, this is Sydney Jones for my Assistive Technology Assignment module. Okay, so number one says, describe the role of assistive technology in the classroom. What past experiences have you had with assistive technologies? Okay, so assistive technologies is something that can be used. It can be anything from really inexpensive to super expensive for students with IEP or some type of learning disabilities or some student that just needs a little bit of extra help. So, what past experiences have you had? I worked in a nursing home for a little over 6 years, and actually, we used a lot of assistive technologies. The tennis balls that go at the end of chairs and wheelchairs to help with the noises so that they don't get confused as well as much, and the cards that can help be identified so that they can communicate with us for the residents that would have some type of communication loss, but they still had their mind. So you could ask them what they wanted to do. Like, for instance, what I remember one of them had, our resident liked apples. So there was an apple or one of the cards that said, I want to go on a walk. And you could just go in and ask her uh, what she wanted to do for that day or for that time, and she could give you an answer using that card. So, out of the assistive technologies you looked at this week, what did you find the most interesting or the most applicable to your teaching area? So, the Atomic Learning website, where it has the tutorials for the teachers that didn't know how to use the assistive technology, that was the most interesting for me. That way, that if a student comes in with a technology that I'm not familiar with or that I'm not going to know how to use, I could look up a video so that it can teach me how to use that, a tutorial. Number two says, as provided in the Burisma article, describe 3 of the 6 applications of assistive technology and give an example of each that is not referenced in the article. So, number one that I realized was an existence of function. So they're necessary to sustain life. Like, for instance, in the article, it said that the handles were there. So, like, the handles for the utensils, the eating utensils, and I did not realize that that was an existence technology. Sorry. So these are usually low budget items. Communication, so visual and auditory reception and social interaction. So, like I mentioned with the cards, where you can point out what you wanted to do so that they can communicate with their peers. Also, they could use like their phones or their iPads, so where they can press a sound and they can communicate with their peers in that manner. Physical disabilities, so like positioning, wheelchairs, braces, and tilt tables. So when I was in high school, I worked with a student because of a program that the teacher that I was under placed us in different kind of career areas where she thought we would end up in life. And she placed me in the special education department in the middle school. And I worked with a student who had a wheelchair, who couldn't communicate or do anything like that, but she was able to get around on her own because of the she had like a little lever where she could move it herself to where she could move forward or back, or she could be where she wanted to be. So there's that. And number 3 says, find one additional assistive technology that was not listed in the module and provide an overview of what it is, how it works, and where you found it. So the one that I found from the so the website is nih.gov. This is a website where it shows multiple different assistive technologies. However, the one that I found the most that I didn't really recognize was an assistive technology was a hearing aid, which for a lot of students, this is something that's not really recognizable until they're older. So hearing aids could be used for the students that's outside of the school system and inside the school system, where they can be able to hear what the teachers say and what their peers are saying to them. As well as, so one of them is, automatic page turners for the students that aren't able to help themselves. So book holders, automatic page turners, and pencil grasp, like the grips that go on pencils. So that can help a student with maybe like where they can't, the textual learners. Anyways, thank you guys.